Okay guys, so you've probably seen online, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, these traders that are living the so-called trader lifestyle, that they're trading on a beach, they're trading from an insane 20-bedroom villa. But I'm here to tell you this isn't the reality of Forex trading. And I'm just going to go over the struggles of actually traveling and trading and why you may want to reconsider it if you are actually thinking that's the lifestyle you want to live in a year, 2 years time. So people obviously think it's amazing because being a trader means you can trade from anywhere in the world. And obviously this is true because if you have a laptop, if you have an internet connection, then you can technically trade anywhere in the world. I'm going to talk about why I think it's important to actually have a routine, have a setup which you trade from every single time you trade. And obviously there are going to be times where you go on holiday, you take a couple of months off and you still want to trade. And obviously this is fine, but you need to make sure certain steps are in place before you actually do this to maximize the profit which you can actually make, compared to just doing it without preparing and you can just end up losing money and trading how you wouldn't really want to trade. So we're going to start with a very simple one, which is time zone differences. So in the UK, I can trade London session, it's in the morning, you wake up at a normal time to trade London session. You can also trade New York in around lunchtime, afternoon time, and it's very, very nice. You can trade multiple sessions, but if you move to a country or you're traveling to a country that has a time difference of 5 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours even, then it's going to be a lot trickier to actually trade your normal session times. You need to be aware of this before you actually travel there. If you're going on a trip thinking that you're going to actually trade, then firstly, look at the time differences. I see a lot of people do this and they're getting trades because it's morning, but then they don't realize, well, it's actually Asian session when they usually trade London session. So they're also missing out on the trades they would usually take, and the markets just won't react the same to their levels. So they'll just be in trades that aren't really going to do anything compared to what they're used to trading anyway. So I was recently in Canada, and Canada has a 5-hour time difference to the UK. So when I was waking up in Canada at 7 a.m, 8 a.m, let's say, it was actually 5 hours ahead in the UK. So when I'm actually waking up normally in the UK, I trade London session. But when I was waking up over there, I couldn't trade London session because then that was New York session. So if I wanted to trade my exact strategy, I would have to be waking up at 2 a.m, 3 a.m to actually get on the charts and enter the trades that I'd usually take in London session. So it meant that if you wanted to travel and trade, you have to wake up really, really early, which then meant you'd have to go to sleep really, really early to actually have enough hours sleep to actually be productive during the day as well as trading. Luckily for me, I was actually done for the month trading. I made 9% last month, so it's very, very nice. You can just relax a little bit once you've made a decent amount of profit. And it is the same this month. We're going on a little trip now, so hopefully we don't see any really, really nice setups because it will be quite annoying. I always do analysis still just to see and update my Telegram group, just any potential setups that I'm actually seeing and thinking about potentially taking. And the second point is internet connectivity. And I know this seems quite simple because you can just use your mobile data or you can find Wi-Fi or something. But I've been to places that in the countryside in England, it's obviously going to be a bit different, but they said they have Wi-Fi. You go on a trip, you travel, boom, no Wi-Fi, no service either. So you literally can't trade even if you wanted to. And let's say you're out traveling, you go out for the day hiking or something, or you go to the beach or you go out on a boat. How do you know that you're still going to be able to manage your trades even though you're out in areas which potentially won't have service, won't have Wi-Fi? You see these people that on a yacht, they're holding up their MT4 profits, but a lot of times these sort of places, you're going to get connectivity issues. So how are you going to manage your trades effectively? The prices are going to be glitching, they're going to be lagging, and you're not really going to be able to see exactly what's happening in the markets at that exact time, which is obviously what you need. There's no point reacting to price that's 15 minutes ago because your MT4 won't refresh, because you can't close your trades, you can't manage your trades, and you're just not really sure what's going on in the markets. So if this is the case and you're going out and you're not at a home setup, then I pretty much think there's no point trading. Let's say you're staying in a villa, the time zones are okay to trade, and you know exactly when you would normally be trading, and you have your laptop there, it's on a table, you've got Wi-Fi, that's perfect. That is when it would be perfect to trade. You're able to manage the trade, you're able to enter and exit sticking to your plan without any connectivity issues, without any time zone differences. This would be the perfect thing to do. And this is why a lot of people actually do this. But if you're trading on the beach, hard to see a screen, you know, you got bright sunshine, it's not ideal. But if you're in a nice villa, a nice hotel room, then this could be perfect to actually trade. And the third point is distractions. You always want to be 100% focused when you're actually entering positions. And obviously the main reason for this is you're risking your hard-earned money on each trade. So if you think about it, if you're risking £1,000 per trade, and then you take a trade which you wouldn't normally take because you lost a bit of signal or you weren't connected to the Wi-Fi properly and you can't manage the trade, and you lose that money, that's £1,000 which you could have kept. That's £1,000 you could have spent on any random thing. Could have gone towards your rent or anything like that. So just be considerate when you're actually thinking about risking your hard-earned money whilst traveling and trading. But with distractions, it's very easy to get distracted when you're actually traveling. It's very easy to even forget you're in a trade. It sounds stupid, but when you're caught up with doing stuff, activities, maybe you're in the ocean, maybe you're at the beach, these are situations where you can actually find yourself forgetting you're in a trade or just not managing it correctly because, oh, your food's arrived. You don't want to just be managing a trade all the time when you're sat at the table eating dinner or eating lunch. Not really an ideal situation, but if you're actually in a hotel or villa, this is perfect because you can manage it correctly and pretty much trade however you'd like. And the final point is limited resources. So if you're actually trading, you want to be able to have exactly the same setup as you are when you're at home trading. Obviously, you're not going to have multiple screens if that is your setup. You may only have a laptop or maybe like an iPad or something with a big enough screen to actually do your analysis. When people are simply just trying to trade from their phone, I think this is very, very tricky. Because firstly, if you're used to trading and doing analysis on a bigger screen, you're looking at a lot more data that's happened previously, and this will affect your trading. Whereas if you're just trading based off a small phone screen and you can only see the last hour, 2 hours of price action, it's a lot harder to actually see the overall picture of what's going on. Obviously you can turn it landscape, zoom out or whatever, but it still doesn't give you the overall picture of what's actually happening in the markets, which is essential if you actually want to do correct analysis in the first place. And if you are considering all these factors and it's all in place perfectly and you can trade the right times, you have internet guaranteed or service guaranteed that you can actually connect to and manage your trades, you're not having any distractions, there's not something that's going to stop you managing a trade or forcing you to not be able to enter a trade when your alert goes off, and you have the right resources, let's say it's a laptop or a big screen or something which you can actually connect to actually trade, then go ahead and trade and risk your own money. But I would say if I'm ever traveling, I simply just don't trade. Main reason being, if I'm traveling, it's usually to get away from trading. So if you're traveling and looking to trade, make sure you know the risks of actually doing this. You can lose money, you're not as focused. But if you're just traveling to get away from the markets, which is what I suggest you guys do every now and then, it's really, really good to take breaks. You refresh your mind, and you don't really want your mind on trading 24/7. That's why I play golf, play tennis, do all these different activities, because whilst you're playing golf, you're not thinking about, oh, I need to make 5% next week, or I need to avenge my losses from last week. You're just thinking about, what is this next golf shot going to be? Am I actually going to connect nicely with the ball? Obviously, the answer is probably no, because we're not Tiger Woods, but we can all hope. But yeah, if you guys have any other tips for people, let's say you traveled and traded yourself, then be sure to comment down below and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.